Over the years, we've all encountered situations where we needed to add a number to itself repeatedly to get a final result. A common example is when we go shopping. Say for example, you go to a stationery shop to buy 5 pens, each worth 3 naira. The thought process that usually follows when calculating the total cost is something like this. Notice that we add 3 to itself 5 times because we purchased 5 pens, each worth 3 naira. But for those of us familiar with multiplication, we realize that since the same number is repeated 5 times, we can simply write this as 5 multiplied by 3. So multiplication makes this process of repeatedly adding a number to itself much easier. And notice that we have a way of expressing this long process of addition using what we call a multiplier, which represents the number of times a value is added to itself. But what if instead of addition, we were dealing with repeated multiplication? Just as repeated addition has a term to express how many times the number is added, repeated multiplication is a term to express how many times a number is multiplied by itself. Well, this is where the concept of indices comes in. An index is a number that tells us how many times a number has been multiplied by itself. Now, there are 3 important things to note. The first thing is the plural of the word index is indices. And the second thing is that an index is also known as a power or an exponent. An example we can look at is the expression we saw earlier in the video. Since we have 3 multiplying itself 5 times, we can use an index to represent this more simply. So this is written as 3 with an index of 5 at the top right corner. Now remember that the 5 here is the index or exponent because it tells us how many times 3 is multiplying itself. One common way to read this is 3 raised to the power of 5. So in general, for any number a and any positive integer m, the expression a to the power of m means that we multiply a by itself m times, where a is regarded to as the base, which is the number being multiplied repeatedly, and m is the exponent or index, telling us how many times to multiply the base. Great, now that you understand indices, here's something for you to try. What does 5 raised to the power of 4 mean? Feel free to pause the video and try this yourself. Now looking at the expression 5 raised to the power of 4, we notice that 5 is the base, which is the number that is going to be multiplied repeatedly, and 4 is regarded as the index, which represents how many times we are going to multiply the base number 5. So 5 raised to the power of 4 means that we are multiplying 5 by itself 4 times. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to be looking at the laws of indices. Stay tuned.